30%, we would be paying you, the dealer, 30% of that commissionable value. And 30% of 100,000 Rand is 30,000 Rand. To remember is that this is per month. It is not a once-off. So if you've got that number of customers out in the marketplace, generating that each and every month, that is the type of income that you could look to earn purely from a personal commission perspective. Maybe to put this into context, let's have a look at an example that is a real-life example that one of our dealers happened to achieve. Now, one thing I do want to stress here, that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it was just one of those lucky circumstances that one of our dealers happened to chance upon. A national company that had over 110 branches scattered around the country, each of their branches had an average phone bill of 6,000 Rand per month. By putting in the Vox ADSL phone, straight away they were able to take 1/3 of that bill off immediately, because 1/3 of their calls were actually inter-branch. So from 6,000 Rand per month, their bill came down straight away to 4,000 Rand. Of that 4,000 Rand, we were further able to save them 30% just on the cheaper outbound calls and the rebates coming back in. So from that 4,000 Rand, they were now only spending 2,800 Rand. Our average percentage GP, or commissionable value, as I said, is about 22.6%. So out of that 2,800 Rand per branch that we, Vox, are billing them, the commissionable value per branch was 632 Rand. So if you consider there was 110 branches, each with a CV of 632 Rand per month, the dealer concerned was earning a whopping 43% of this. I'll explain where the additional 13% group commission comes into in the next slide. But just remember, he's now earning 43% of 110 times 632 Rand. That equates to 29,000 Rand per month. Now, as I said right at the beginning, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but these are the numbers that are available to you, the dealers, out in the marketplace, if you're prepared to go and look for them. So let's touch on what I was meaning by this 13% group sales. This is the second component of the commission, and what it really means is that you get a second bite of the cherry. We've seen the first table where you can earn from 24 to 30% on your personal sales. But what we actually do is we take your personal points that you've achieved and put them into a second table called group. Hopefully this will become a little bit clearer as we progress, and I know for now it might look a little bit Irish, but please bear with me. So if, as in example 2 above, you had 10,000 personal points, you'd be making 30% from your personal group sales table, plus we take that 10,000 and put it into a second table called group. As you can see from the example on the screen, 10,000 points would equate to 7% from your group sales. So what that actually equates to, if we were using example 2 above, instead of just earning 30%, as mentioned previously, in reality, you'd be earning 30 plus 7%. In other words, 37% of the commissionable value. So if we had a CV of 1,000 Rand, you'd actually be earning 370 Rand. I'm sure you can quickly equate that if you can get to 13% on the group scale, that means an additional 13% that you can earn on your personal sales. So in reality, what we're offering you, the dealer, for any personal sales that you bring on board is the chance to make up to 43% of the commissionable value on your personal sales. However, this is a network marketing organization, and we don't want you just to go out and get customers. We also understand you'd like to help other people share in the wealth and to present this opportunity to other people that you know who think can add value to the business. If you bring on a dealer in your network, then over and above what you have got from group, your dealer's points who you bring on below you also come into the group table. So let's maybe explain that. If, as we mentioned previously, you were on 10,000 points and you were only earning 7% from a group perspective, remember you still got your 30% from a personal sales perspective. If you brought on 3 dealers below you who each had 10,000 personal points, those personal points are added to yours and put into your group. So in that particular instance, you would have 40,000 group points. you can see from the above table, 40,000 group points would qualify you for 11%. If you manage to get up to 60,000 group points, either from your own efforts or from those of your dealers, you would qualify for the full maximum of 13%. So your dealers really enable you to gain the maximum group commission from your customers. They push you up to another level that allows you to benefit from their work with your personal customers that you have brought on board. But what we also do is pay a differential commission between what your dealer's group commission is and what yours is. So let's use an example. If you were on 20,000 points, and that's been made up by your personal points plus your dealer's personal points, and let's say your dealer was only on 5,000 personal points, then they would qualify for 5% group commission, and you'd qualify for 9% group commission. As you can see from the table, that means a differential of 9 minus 5, in other words, 4%. If your dealer went from 5,000 personal points and up to, let's say, 10,000 personal points, they would then qualify for 7%. Your personal points would also have increased, but let's say you were still on 9%, then the differential is now 9 and 7%, in other words, 2. Let's elaborate that a little bit further. If you happen to be on 60,000 points and your dealer is only on 10,000 points, in other words, qualifies for 7%, then the differential between those two, 13 minus 7, is 6%. So you would be earning 6% on his customers. I think it's important to note here that if you have no personal points and you only bring on one dealer, there will be no differential, as your total and their total would match in that particular instance. So once again, you cannot sit back and just bring on one dealer and hope to get rich. If your dealer's on 10,000 points and that's all you've done, you would be on 10,000 points, there would be no differential. So you're getting an additional bonus commission of differential from your dealer's personal sales. However, if we follow this to its logical conclusion and we want your dealers to succeed, as they become more and more successful and go up the group scale, so too do you, until such time as you are on 13%, they're on 13%, and there is no differential. As soon as this occurs, your dealer, in other words, achieving 60,000 group points, they then qualify to become what we call a satellite. There's one other criteria a satellite has got to meet, that of those 60,000 group points, they must have at least 5,000 personal points included. So once they've broken away and become a satellite, then we start to pay you what we call satellite or performance commission. So for every satellite that you develop directly below you, and when I say directly below you, this could be 5 or 6 levels deep, but it is the first satellite in a downline to you, and provided obviously that you yourself are a satellite, we will pay you 3% satellite commission. It stands to reason. The more satellites you've got directly below you, the more 3% you're going to earn. And that 3% is on that satellite's entire network. Should that satellite develop a satellite below them, they themselves would obviously earn 3% on the satellite directly below them, but you, as the satellite above, would earn 2%. Another way to look at that would be every second level satellite that's developed in your network, you would qualify for 2% of whatever their network consists of. And we go down and pay to 5 levels deep. So on your first satellite level, we'll pay you 3%. On your second satellite level, 2%. And on your third, fourth, and fifth satellite level, 1%. This might not sound like a lot, but as these numbers start increasing and growing across that bottom of the base, they certainly become incredibly significant. And we'll share some numbers with what some of our dealers have achieved later in the presentation. So to recap on the satellite commission, you can earn between 3 and up to 8% on the satellites directly below you. Finally, we offer the fifth method of compensation, which is called development commission. Pretty simply, it means that if you develop 3 satellites below